And we're back. Adam's drinking his
Oh,
kombuki.
yeah, come Buki.
So, cum dookie. uh, it's two dudes. Look at us.
We're back and better than ever.
Hell yeah,
I hope I
buddy.
didn't blast anyone's eardrums out, but I'm
Well, you know what?
excited.
Yeah. We're really, not weird. I'm really bad at, like, staying on track. I don't want to put that on you because you're always
Well, we
able to do
both
it.
we both have been just kind of busy
Yeah.
a lot, so
It sucks, man. I really fucking hate school. It's been a great experience, but I gotta say, I'm looking forward to not be in school soon.
yeah.
Um,
How much more time do you got?
dude, like a month, and then I graduate.
Really?
Yeah, graduate
Wow.
soon in a month.
Jeez.
But yeah, that's something to celebrate for sure. Speaking of celebrations, Adam just bought a house.
I did. I don't know if you guys noticed a different backdrop, but this is our new office, and that is our new hallway.
I see a little
New
tiny
doors.
chandelier. What a thing back there.
Oh
So
yeah.
I don't know.
That's our staircase. Yeah,
Nice.
it's very nice.
It looks
It's
nice.
been exciting.
Yeah.
I was before this I was mowing my lawn.
Fuck yeah.
Something I've never had to do. Well, I've mowed a lawn before. I'm not one
Yeah.
of those people, but
You're not
um
some.
I haven't mowed my own lawn.
Yeah. You're not some
So,
fucking zoomer
mm-mm.
that doesn't go outside and touch grass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
dude.
touch lots of grass.
Oh hell yeah. Grass is so chill. um. Yeah, dude. Since being in this house, like, I have to clean out the backyard. We have this. I don't know what it's called, but it's this like big ass tree, and it's got these pink little flowers that grow on it, and they
Cherry
fall.
blossom.
Is it a cherry blossom?
I think they're cherry, but we have them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more like, well, that's like a tree. I think that's more like a tree. This is like, I think, more of a bush. It's not a tree.
Oh,
It's like a big old bush, and it's got these pink like flowers that are constantly falling off
yeah.
and filling up the backyard. So I'm having to go back there and like trim that thing, clean it out, the little sidewalk area,
Yeah.
and sweep outside too. But it's nice though. We have a catio.
What's a catio?
Oh, you don't know about a catio? It's like a patio, but for cats.
Oh, so like a sunroom?
Exactly. Yeah, it's
Okay.
like it's all screened in, and we have
Yeah.
a doggy door. Because the person that lived here before had a dog, but now it's a cat door. Um, and they can go out there as they please. That's where their litter box is, so the house doesn't smell like cat shit. Because when those cats shit, it's
Yeah.
it's abusive. How
Yeah.
bad it smells.
I know.
Um, where do you guys keep your litter box?
So we have a guest room, just like it's that wall right there.
Uh huh.
We've been keeping in there. A little surprise for all our guests. Go
Nice.
into a room full of cat shit. No, but
Hell yeah.
our cat's pretty good. She shits a lot. She only likes one. Well, when we first got her, they're like, "Yeah, you should have two litter boxes, one upstairs and downstairs, if you have a two-story level
Yeah.
or house." And we did that at the last place, and she only used one litter box. She
Yeah.
did not use a downstairs litter box at all. So
Just one.
just kind of shitty, but
Yeah.
that means that this litter box gets like fucking trashed in
Yeah.
3 days.
Yeah. We have one litter box, and we've always been told that you have one litter box per cat. So it's probably fine that
Yeah.
you have one. Um,
Yeah.
but we only have one, and they've always used the same litter box, and they've never really
Mhm.
had a problem. The only time we got a second one is when Gershwin got sick, and he needed to be like basically quarantined.
Yeah.
So he had like a tube out of his neck, so he can't be, running around. And his brother fucking hated him when he first got back from the hospital.
Yeah.
He didn't recognize him at all. The smell was
Huh.
different. He had this fucking tube out of his neck, and so he was always trying to like fuck him up.
Yeah.
So we had to quarantine him, and that's the only time we had a second litter box. And if we left the door open and we let Gershwin kind of roam a little bit, George would come in here and just start like fucking with it. He'd like fucking dig all up in it. He'd
Really?
run around in it. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like sabotaging it or something. I don't know.
Well, that's what
So,
Blossom does, man. She like goes into well, when we used to have the litter box in her room before,
yeah, that was same.
and we have like the one that has like the lid. It's got the top to it, and it's got like a lid, flappy lid.
Yeah,
And she would go in there. It was every fucking night. She'd go in right when we were getting ready for bed, or
dude,
like
it
sleeping.
without fucking fail.
But then it wasn't just the smell. It was she would dig, and then she would start batting at the door for like 30 seconds.
Oh my god.
She's like scratching at the door. She's like doesn't understand what the fuck a door is. Dumb little cat. Just kidding.
I the same thing with our cats. So, two things. That dog door that we have, for whatever reason, George is just like he loves to play with the fucking door.
Yeah.
And he'll just like scratch at the door for like fucking for like minutes. And he'll
Yeah.
like kind of put his arm through and then put his head through. And we're like, just go outside.
Yeah.
Just go
do
outside.
it.
And then he'll do the same thing coming in. And then using the at the old house we had the what's that thing? The litter box in the room too. And we always kept the door open during the day so they could go in and out as they please into our room and use the litter box. But they never did it. They would hold their shit in all fucking day, and we would get into bed and we'd be almost falling asleep, and then all of a sudden you hear like the like the digging into the litter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these fucking cats, dude. Like you had all day. You had all day. And you want to go now.
Yeah. Same with our fucking cat, man. I'm looking at her right now. She's fucking giving me this little cat smile, like Cheshire cat smile. It's like, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you and your shits.
I shit when I want to. And when I want to is at the time that it's least convenient to you. I do this shit on purpose.
God.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's been. I don't know if it's just moving to new place and not having the other cat around, but she has been very, I guess, playful.
Yeah.
Just like got her like all these scratch posts because we got a new couch, and I'm like, we got to keep it nice and pristine.
Yeah.
And then she fucking goes over there and starts clawing at it. Even though that we have like 3 different scratch posts like around,
Yeah.
and she still goes for it. But I
Dude,
think
we're
we
really
might try to.
fortunate.
I think we might try to get a second cat.
Ooh.
Get her
Okay.
a little play,
A little play buddy.
play buddy.
Yeah. We've been
And
really
she's just on
fortunate
board.
that our cats don't scratch the furniture.
Yeah.
They like scratching things that are like that have like wicker. We did get a new couch and they did kind of scratch at that for a little bit.
Yeah.
But it just kind of took us like some yelling at
Yeah.
them when they did it to kind of stop. But anything that's like wicker or like kind of wooden, they fucking love scratching on that.
Yeah.
So we have scratch pads, and we used to have like this wicker laundry basket that they've now effectively, destroyed.
Taken out. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's about it. But yeah, we've been pretty lucky. They're actually really, really good cats. They don't beg for food all that much. They don't like human food. Like they'll come around and sniff it, but then they realize they don't want it. They just want tuna, and like we give them this rabbit food too. And those are the only things they really fucking go wild for.
Yeah, our cat is pretty good. I don't know. I feel like she doesn't eat enough. She's just like I've always had cats that will like have like specific dinner times and like go and like eat all the food that we give them. But this cat, you'll just like put a scoop out and she'll like eat it throughout the day, and she won't even finish. And then you put a little bit more food in for night, and then she like doesn't really. She's just always playing, always around, fucking around, swatting things.
Yeah,
But she's good.
that's good, man. Our cats are pretty similar because we've always had food like available to them. Like they've never known a life where like food wasn't available.
Yeah.
So maybe were your other cats like outdoor cats too?
Nope.
No,
They've all
just
been
indoor.
indoor cats. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder what the it might just be personality thing too. But when Gershwin was recovering though, he would have a serious appetite because it would go. You know, in the beginning, he had zero appetite, and we literally had to. That's why he had the tube in his neck because he wouldn't eat
Yeah.
otherwise. So we had to like tube feed him.
Yeah.
And then as his appetite started coming back, we would put food down or we'd bring the food out and he'd start yelling for it. And he would eat like that whole plate right then and there. And then sometimes he would eat even more. It'd be like
Hmm.
60 mils. And then sometimes he'd eat like 100 mils, whatever. Um, but yeah.
100 mils of what?
It was like blended. It was a prescribed food. It was like by Hills. That was meant to be like really nutrient dense. So we would take that food. It's like almost like a pate, and then we'd put water in it and blend it up. So it was like really really smooth, almost like
Yeah.
a smooth kind of shake, and then
Ooh,
push that through the
sounds
tube.
good.
Dude, it looked great. It looked like an awesome chocolate
Yeah.
shake. But the smell, holy shit! Especially when you first blended it, and I would blend it with like some warm water.
Yeah.
So I'd take the little top off, and it'd be kind of steaming. God, that smell is
Can't
like,
imagine.
yeah. And they fucking went wild for it. And George would try and steal his food too. It's
Yeah.
crazy what animals just go for.
I know.
It's horrible. Um, but yeah, he's much better now. Tube is out, and he just eats on his own. They just eat whenever,
Good.
you know.
Yeah, he's doing better.
Oh yeah,
Good.
he's like he's being an asshole. That's how I know
Yeah.
he's better because he's like running
Okay.
around, jumping up the walls.
Yeah.
He's like I have this little like Wi-Fi connector. It's a little magnet that on the side of my PC to like pick up
Yeah.
Wi-Fi, and he like fucking bites on that all the time. He like tries to jump up onto the curtain. I'm like, dude, you're clearly better now.
Yeah.
So I think he's making up for lost time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we we still need to like clean up our house and put shit away because as you can see behind me, we have like boxes
Boxes.
that like
Yeah.
her desk is supposed to go over here
Yeah.
and well, it is over there already, but that's where she like does her work for like her when she makes like earrings and like her hobbies and all that.
Yeah.
But she just was like super busy during the holidays and then she ended up getting a job like doing another show and she's just had like several shows pop up and then she got a job at Disney,
Nice.
so she's been working there now, so it's just been like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But we need to like clean this up. I just had my desk set up at first because like I needed to because I had school and I needed a
Yeah.
place to work. But yeah, man. So what else is you moved into this house and then you're also doing that apprenticeship, right?
No, not apprenticeship.
Or
Well,
what is it?
yeah, I got a new job. It's an HVAC.
HVAC. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So actually, the funny thing was I guess it's a promotion or something.
Mm-hmm.
I like got in. You start as like a tech, and you just like the big thing about our company is we have like these memberships,
Mm-hmm.
and people sign up, and we basically just like maintain their heating and cooling systems, which
Yeah.
is very nice. So you like start out maintaining, and then you kind of move on into like diagnostic when things go wrong, like
Right.
that. But my boss is like 2 weeks in, like, you know what? When I interviewed you, I thought you'd be really good for this role. So like I interviewed for it again, and I got it, which was really nice. So
Nice.
officially, I am a field supervisor, which is really nice because it's more like coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of because we use like a company slash system like to help communication, like interactions.
Yeah.
Then I would basically just get really good at that and help coach people using it.
People on the job maintaining the HVAC systems or the customers?
The my coworkers.
Coworkers? Okay,
Yeah.
got it. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're college educated. You know, you
And I
smart
have
boy.
coaching experience, so
That you do.
that's kind of the what he thought.
Yeah,
So it's nice. Everything's going good.
yeah, dude.
I think I either start that this next week or the week after.
Awesome.
I've just been doing like ride-alongs and stuff.
Yeah, dude. Good for you,
So
man. I'm glad
yeah,
things are going well for you.
I know.
Because after the whole shutdown of, it's still crazy to me that a fucking university can close down.
I know.
You know, but it was like you were doing well before. I mean, you were working with Jesse and doing flooring
Yeah,
stuff, and
it was all
like,
right.
yeah, but it's clearly not the trajectory that you wanted.
No,
You know,
I
you were kind
wanted
of forced into
something.
that.
I wanted something a little bit more stable and
Yeah,
a little bit more consistent. And
something where you're
this is
not
that.
literally on your hands and knees, like hurting your
Yeah,
back all day for.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to know how to do your own floors, right?
And that's what I'm gonna be doing.
Yeah,
Not anytime soon, but
eventually.
I'm gonna be putting all new floors in this bitch, man.
Hell yeah. What kind of floors are there? Hardwood or is it carpet?
These are like vinyl flooring.
Okay.
So not bad. And I will say the durability on these things is insane.
Yeah.
Because we have been like when we moved in, I was just sliding like dressers across it,
And
and
nothing was
like
happening. Yeah.
nothing was happening. Like you do that to like a hardwood floor, and it's like
Dude,
scratches all shit.
so we have hardwood floors. I have no idea how old this floor is, but it's old.
Yeah, I mean it's to be honest, it's probably close to original. Like
Yeah. It's there are parts in it where it's been eaten away,
yeah,
where it's like kind of caved in and it's broken, and it's so bad like even the cats make it creak.
really.
Yeah. It's like I'm like those cats are like 10 pounds. There's no
Yeah,
reason that should be creaking. But it's like the house. Like I really love this house. It's a
yeah.
super cute house. I think I showed you on like a FaceTime call. The
Hmm.
backyard is super awesome. We have this little courtyard area. It used to be a driveway, but it was kind of turned into a courtyard. Then there's like a backyard garden seating area,
Yeah,
and then where we have like the patio catio thing is where I keep like I have a row machine. I have my weights back there. There's like enough room to work out. Um, and it's like a solid place for sure. But
yeah,
it being like 100 years old, it's obviously going to have some issues.
yeah,
So, but the floors, every time I look at it, like I really take a look at it, I just think about how beautiful they like could be if they were like redone, you
hmm,
know, because you could like fix them up, and they're like nice and dark too, but there's definitely some wear and tear on it for
yeah,
sure. And that's where like vinyl's good because you can just slide shit right across, no problem.
yeah,
But there's nothing
yeah.
quite like a like real hardwood.
You know what? If I were to do it, like I'm been thinking about it, I think I would go with like engineered, like
Mm-hmm.
because it's like eighth inch thick of real wood on top. So it usually like depending on the
Yeah,
company, you can like resand it a couple of times. You know, a hardwood floor
nice.
you'd be able to sand like I think it's like 5 or 6 times in its lifetime. But this you can sand like a couple of times, and then the
Yeah.
middle is like plywood, and then the really expensive stuff has like another eighth inch of wood under it.
Oh, nice.
So it's really nice because it doesn't move a lot. A hardwood floor, I guess California doesn't really change a whole lot. But like up here, the weather changes a lot. It gets warm in the summer, cold in the winter.
It's heat shrinking and expanding. Yeah.
Yeah, but the engineer does a lot less of that because it has the plywood in the middle.
Yeah. The thing that I find funny too is with this house again being so old
Yeah,
is that there is a noticeable uh downgrade in the living room.
yeah,
Like you'll walk through the living room towards the fireplace and it's like almost like going down a slight hill.
really.
Yeah, cuz it's just
You
like the
notice it?
Oh yeah, for sure. Um
Huh.
and we So right now we're just renting.
Yeah.
The homeowner is really great, and she's had this house for like 40 years or something like that, for a long time.
Wow.
And it's a family friend, and well, like I've talked to the like Jessica's friends with the daughter. That's how we know the person.
Yeah.
And like we've talked about it, and I like noticed I was like I say this shit when I talk about like issues with the house. It's usually because I'm talking about things because my dad was a contractor and worked on houses a lot, and like I just have that mentality of like, oh, look at these things that like we could do with this house, and they always thought that I fucking hated the house. They're
Yeah.
like, you think it's a piece of shit? I'm like, I actually don't. Like, I actually really love the
No.
house, but also, you know,
There's
it's
always something that you can like help like
yeah,
change. You know,
yeah,
it's not a bad thing.
yeah. I personally, I would buy this house. Like the
Yeah.
neighborhood, even in its current state, I think it's a house worth having. She would never sell it, but in the area that it's in LA, like a part of like South Pasadena area. It's
Yeah.
really quiet. There's a bunch of stuff near here, and the neighborhood is like really reminds me of Northeast Portland. Actually,
Oh, that's cool.
it's really like a bunch of trees, greenery everywhere,
Yeah.
and it's like like only a couple miles from a Rose Bowl.
Wow.
So it's like a sweet area. And we really lucked out getting it. And it's like an hour away from school. So I commute to school maybe twice a week. So it's not
Yeah.
that bad. So yeah, I'm definitely enjoying it here
That's nice.
for sure.
Yeah.
But I would definitely like to do like if we own this place, I would love to do so much shit with this house. It's such a cool house.
Yeah.
And it being even I think it's like I don't know around 1,000 square feet. It's not a big house,
Yeah.
but it's enough. Like
Yeah.
for two
That's
people,
exactly.
and it's even though it's on the smaller side, it's still spacious. You know, it's got a nice spacious living room, and good areas for like entertaining, which is great.
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, dude, it's been a whirlwind for sure these last couple months. As for you too.
Yeah. Just a lot of shit happening in both our lives. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's nice. It'd be nice to have it settle down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Starting to settle down just a tad, but
Yeah.
getting to a spot where we can just keep doing this and do it more consistent and
Yeah. I would love to have like a really consistent schedule where it's like every week we're doing this and like we can get the I don't know, like just piece by piece get the production value up,
yeah.
get a little bit better each time, you know, cuz I've been listening to now that I have a commute, which is kind of nice actually. Before I wasn't
Yeah.
commuting, it was just all kind of from home during the pandemic, and now that I have a commute, I have time to like listen to podcasts more, which I love listening to, and I'm like, man, I like they're just like kind of shooting the shit, or they have these things. You know, we talked about the H3 podcast, which apparently people don't like.
Who?
Who?
Who doesn't like it?
Who doesn't like
fuckers?
Yeah, if you don't like the H3 podcast, you're literally an anti-Semite.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean I could there's a lot of people that don't like it, you know. I can kind of see why, but
I mentioned I mentioned something on Twitter about there was like a debate on about Twitch and how it was about creators leaving Twitch or something like that, and
yeah.
my comment was something. It was like this. I thought a really well thought out comment about how YouTube and other like Facebook are gaining streamers by effectively just poaching them from Twitch, because Twitch has a problem with renegotiating terms. You know, H3 podcast talked about how when they're renegotiating their contract for like partnership status, they're like, oh, you need to stream this much, you need to do it on, this many days, and you need to do these things. And it's like, he was like, well, it's a podcast, like it goes for as long as it goes. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's 3,
Yeah.
and like it just depends on when we can get people in. And they were like penny pinching him, and he was like, fuck this, I'm gonna go back to YouTube then. And they like, usually what happens if you leave Twitch, like for the most part, you still like keep your partnership status, your
Yeah.
partner status, so you can have access to like subscriptions and different like monetization tiers and all that stuff. You just won't be getting it because you're not streaming on there. And they like uh revoked his partnership status, like they like fucked with his
Deleted it.
channel. Yeah. And I had mentioned something about like, I kind of formulated this response to this Twitter post, and I was like, oh, H3 did this and these things happened with Twitch, and I think it's important, yada yada. And some guy responded, said, H3 is cringe. That's the only thing he said. I was like, it's just important to recognize that even though you may not like this podcast, right?
Yeah.
Like, they had an experience and they were there, and they obviously are popular enough to have, millions of followers. I don't know how many Twitch followers they had, but they definitely have that many on YouTube, right?
They have 3 million subscribers
Yeah.
on YouTube, and they have like the subscription thing on YouTube. And I
Yeah.
don't know how many they have, but they have enough to have a good business,
Yeah. And I admire them too, because one, it's just a super chill podcast, but two, I always really like when people start like their own businesses, right? And they're starting their businesses from things that they enjoy. And like the Teddy Fresh line is super chill. Like, I love their stuff. It's really cool. Like that sweatshirt that you have, I like shit like that. There's some stuff that they have that I don't really like.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's kind of with any like clothing line, they just,
Yeah.
it's just whatever Hila likes. And it's not really even Hila. The great thing about it is it's a lot of Hila,
Mm-hmm.
and they bring in like other artists and do like collabs.
There's
and
a graduate from my school that works there.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I could go on forever. I love Teddy Fresh. If somehow Ethan Klein or any of the H3 people ever hear this, I love you guys. Kind of like the inspiration for I guess my view on this.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I love the way that he does his podcast. I love how it's at times it's kind of, he has the segments where it's like off the rails, and I think most of the time it's just fucking off the rails.
Yeah,
but
it is.
It's the best. It's the best. I think what some of the best content out there.
Yeah.
I mean,
the thing that I will say though, and I think that I had this thought, and now that I'm saying it out loud, it sounds really stupid. But as I was listening to it, I'm listening to these things and looking at what other people are doing to get ideas and like guidance on like how to effectively like do a good podcast, right?
Yeah.
I was like, well, listening to their podcasts, a lot of the stuff, like, there's a lot of stuff that they do that only makes sense if you're also watching it. Like, they're watching videos.
Yeah.
And that's great to have like a YouTube channel where you have like a live show. But to me, it's like, that to me is like a TV show that you can listen to rather than a podcast that you are taking in like through audio.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they're like doing shit and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on in this video. And they're laughing about it and it must be funny. And then I have to make a mental note to like watch it later if I really want to. So I was like, I think we can do that better. And now that's the part that I think sounds stupid now that I'm saying it out loud, but I think it's a good point. But I was, again, going through there, and then I thought about Teddy Fresh, and I was like, dude, I think that I would enjoy working for a company like that, Teddy Fresh. It'd be really cool.
I think it'd be awesome.
So much so that I sent in my resume in an email. And let me just read the email that I sent them.
Oh, that you sent them?
Yes. It's like a little cover letter email.
Yeah. Have you gotten a response?
I have not, which is fine because the email that I sent was very like, I can't even believe my name is on this. Just okay.
Okay.
Um, I tried to be very like just real, but also not terribly like my name is Max and I am a businessman. You know?
Yeah. Was it for Teddy Fresh or for
Yeah,
H3?
for Teddy
Okay.
Fresh. Maybe I should send one to H3 too. Uh, I'm an upcoming MBA graduate with an emphasis in data analytics and hold an undergraduate degree in psychology. My intensive coursework paired with my experience in analytics, data visualization, and operations may be a good fit for Teddy Fresh. But my personal interest in all things dope and fresh make me a great fit for Teddy Fresh. Just saying. Oh, I will bring. Oh, and I'll bring clear communication, data analytics skills, and leadership to your Teddy Fresh operation. I participated in the data analytics accelerator, where where learned familiarity with R, SQL, all these skills, blah blah blah. I'm sure these could be of use in the growth of your heckin' sick clothing company. Um, I've spent the last 2 years of my MBA program focusing on the field of data science through relevant coursework like statistics, business analytics, machine learning, blah blah blah. Just classes. And then I go on about some stuff that's not really important. Um, and then I say something about another job, and this required heavy project management, case management, and follow up, as well as clear communication and collaboration with a large organization. Essentially, if you yell at me, I'll just say aye, or yes, sir, ma'am. And I'll go about my merry little way while getting my job done. But, like, please don't yell at me, though. It's kind of rude. Um, and then I talked about how my time at working at Coinbase. And I said at the end, I was like, basically, if you want to make like a Teddy Fresh coin, I'm your guy. And then I also said I would love to work here. I think it's a really awesome company. The clothing line is awesome. You put out really great products, and plus the occasional "what you work for Teddy Fresh" would be pretty awesome and rewarding. And I said I hope you don't find this email rude or goofy and think I'm not serious about my career. If you do, well, I guess you're not as chill as I thought. I feel like
That's
I may
pretty
have
good.
gone. I feel like I may have gone a little too far, but that's fine.
It's all right.
That's all right. Um, but I feel like if you got to match their level, right?
Yeah, I think so. You know, that'd be sick.
That
Even
would
just
be
to get a
pretty cool.
response, you know.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, it'd be really cool to work for. I don't even know if like H3 has like position. I'm sure they do. They're a big enough podcast, but they're probably looking for things like
It's weird. I think
video
that
editors or
it's more of like they've been hiring not a lot, but like they've hired a few people in the past,
yeah.
and it's just like people that have been like big fans,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah, I remember they
of
had
the
like a guy
show.
that was doing like clips of the show, and they ended up like
Yeah,
hiring
that's
him to do
love.
clips.
Yeah, he's a Swedish guy that's just from Sweden, and he's on the show.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great guy. He's like one of the funniest guys, and he was just doing clips,
Yeah,
and they just like thought they were really good and hired him.
which is awesome, dude.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah, I would love to do that. It'd be super awesome.
Yeah. But anyways, our podcast is better. Fuck you, Ethan. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
dude. Fuck that guy. That's why I only listen exclusively to Keemstar. Dude, have you seen what's going on with what's his name? ISO Speed? You know who that is?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know who it was, but I saw the headlines on that. Give me
Yeah.
a rundown on the whole thing.
So ISO
Cause
Speed
he,
is a YouTube streamer, like a video game, like video maker.
yeah, yeah,
So he does content based around video games, and I think like one of his first videos was like about NBA 2K, and it was like sports games. But I'm not very familiar with him. I just know about this like incident, and I've seen clips of him where he'll like rage out
yeah,
um, on games and like at people. And I don't know if it's necessarily like his shtick, but he had this incident where he was playing a game called Valorant, and he was, I think, in like a 1v1 situation at the very end of the round, and he like lost, and he like missed shots, and that's why he lost. I think he had the upper hand, and he missed his shots, and they lost the round or the match. And the teammate said, like, "Oh, come on, man, you got to make those shots," and he like blew up, right? And he started talking shit and saying all this stuff, and then he kept going. The other teammates were like going back and forth, and then another teammate said something like, "Hey, come on, like don't like, basically calm down, don't say shit like that." And then he like went a level up and was like, "Oh shit, is a fucking female talking to me right now? Is a bitch talking to me right now?" He's like, "Go wash your husband's dishes and get off the video game." Blah blah blah. And it was like he was like screaming and yelling, and so that happened, and I'm like willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. You know, like I think he's 17 years old. Like when I was 17, I was saying stupid shit. You know, I'm sure like when we were younger too, especially like being our age, like when that was like 15 years ago. When you're 17, 15 years ago, like we were saying shit like the R word, the F word, shit that like we don't really say now because we're like, yeah, that's actually kind of
it's
pretty
not cool.
offensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like we definitely said it when we were younger, you know? And it's probably the same thing now as like for him as a kid to say shit like that. And he put out an apology, but Keemstar was like, people are just trying to cancel this kid because he's black. Jake Lucky.
I'm just gonna come out and say it. This podcast is a fuck Keemstar podcast. I hate Keemstar.
Dude, Keemstar's the fucking worst, man.
To the core of my body. Again, if Keemstar ever sees this podcast, go fuck yourself.
I'll fight him.
Yeah, I'll box him.
I'll box him.
He's always trying to box Ethan. It's like, come box me, dude.
I'll box you. Dude,
I'll box you. I'll box you for free.
Fine.
I don't need no. You can keep all that cash.
Yeah.
The only thing I need is to knock you out.
Yeah, buy the ticket down to LA or wherever you fucking live.
Yeah, he lives in Buffalo.
In Buffalo?
Yeah, he lives in fucking Buffalo.
No wonder he sucks.
Yeah, dude.
Buffalo. My uncle's from Buffalo, and I asked him, I was like, "Hey, would you ever think about going back to Buffalo?" And he's like, "You could not pay me enough money to ever go there."
It was funny. In one of H3's episodes, they were like looking at a video of Keemstars where he was with who's that other guy that he started doing the boxing thing with? Bald head dude. I don't know. Anyways, he had another like YouTube guy at his house, and he's got a kind of a cool house.
Keemstar or the bald guy?
Keemstar.
Well, I'm sure he does. I mean, he still has a pretty big following.
It's just like a lot of land, but the house is just kind of normal, just a normal house. But it was just so funny to like listen to Ethan rip into him. But
yeah, he was.
I hate Keemstar. His takes are shit. He's a shit human being.
He really is though. Like, and I don't understand like how somebody can be so shitty.
You know, it's kind of weird because I feel like he's trying to be at all times like one of those relevant, but like always try to be the bad person, but like in a funny way or something.
Yeah.
But he's never funny. His takes are always shit.
Yeah, and he like says offensive shit all the time, and he like put out this video basically saying,
"What is going on, people?
Here.
What is happening to the world we live in? All right, you know, you got this esport reporter
Jake
calling
Lucky.
out Speed for trash talking a game. First of all, he's a minor. He's a child. All right, and the things being said in back and forth aren't real. They're not real statements. It's trash talk in a video game. If Speed was there in real life and this other person was there in real life, they would not say any of this stuff back and forth because it's not real. It's in a fantasy video game.
Okay, that's enough. First of all, there's a different. So my tweet back to that, which he literally will not see, and probably about 2 of my 40 followers see. I was like, you literally called like death to all Jews. 1.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking bad. 2, you trash talk the opponent, not your teammates.
Yeah.
You know? Like, and there's a difference between trash talk and like saying like offend and putting people down, you know?
Yeah, that's not trash. Trash talk is saying like, "Yo, I'm better than you, piece of shit." Like,
Yeah.
you missed all your shots. Not like, "Go make me a sandwich, bitch." Like,
Yeah.
it's just like that's not cool. That's not good stuff.
No. But again, I show speed is like 17, you know. The frontal lobe is not completely developed. So I'm willing to give him a pass on some stuff and say that he's like he has some leeway to grow for sure.
Yeah.
And I think Riot has now like banned him from all Riot games.
I heard that.
I don't know if that's indefinite or if it's permanent. I feel like that's a little much.
Yeah, I agree.
Like a 1 week ban, a 1 month ban, like I can get behind that. But if it's forever, I feel like that's a little much. Because at the end of the day, like there are other people that still play the game that have said other shitty things, and they're still, you know, making a living on Twitch or YouTube, whatever, right? So,
yeah, I mean, the thing about it is, I bet you 75% of the streamers out there or content creators have said in the past at least one thing that could be used against them, and it's not something that we should just go around and like cancel you forever. I mean, I'm not saying that, but like they should be held accountable for their actions. Like words are actions, you know? Like just because you say it doesn't mean that you mean it. I mean,
yeah.
I mean that's not what I mean. Like I mean like your words have meaning. That's kind of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. The words do have meaning, but again, like he probably just got upset and kind of lost it and said some shit and was like talking shit to him and just kind of went a little too far. Or maybe he really thinks that and thinks that women should only like not play video game or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you have to like at least as a kid like be giving him the shot for redemption, you know?
Yeah.
And to learn and to grow. Like Keemstar, I don't know how old Keemstar is. Like what, 40 something, 50?
Keemstar is 40 years old. He's a 40-year-old man.
He's a 40-year-old man
bald.
child. That's why he always wears a hat.
I've only messaged Keemstar once on Instagram. I just did it, and I said, at least Ethan has a better hairline than you.
Oh, dude. That's solid. That's solid. Damn.
Yep.
Damn. Dude, take a screenshot of that, tweet it at Ethan.
Yeah, I will.
So, you know, he's a kid, so you got to give him a shot at redemption. Like, people like Keemstar, you know, like, even, like, if a kid says some, like, racist shit and is, like, a total racist, like, real, like, I'm willing to, like, try and change that person and debate with that person to show him, like, that's wrong.
Yeah.
And here's why. But if you're, like, 50 years old, 40 years old, I'm not spending any time on you.
No.
Because now you're the time is wasted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, unless you're, like, my family or, like, my dad, where I'm, like, I love you, but I hate that you think this way. Like, I'm not going to spend any time on somebody that's older and has that mindset. But as a kid, like, you still have time to develop and grow out of shitty mindsets, right?
Yeah.
So, hopefully, I Show Speed is able to, like, continue to do well and, like, realize that, yeah, that was pretty shitty thing to say.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But this, you know, other players, there was, like, a video that was tweeted out, too, that I Show Speed, like, other players on the game from, like, a different game, like, months ago, were saying, like, racist shit. And it's like, those people should be banned, too.
Yeah.
For sure. So.
Yeah, like I was saying, people always say stuff, and they should be held accountable, like, for what they say, you know?
Yeah.
There's a point where it's like, yeah, maybe iShowSpeed shouldn't be getting all this publicity for it. He just should get the ban, and that's it.
Yep.
Nothing like that. And
Yep.
then hold other people accountable. It's not like that right now, but it's how it kind of should be.
Yeah.
You know, um, it's just kind of shitty for him that he's getting all this publicity about it.
Yeah.
You know,
I think Keemstar eats that type of shit up because he's like, ooh, it's my time to be relevant now.
Yeah, you know, there's people like Keemstar out in the world, and they just like interject their fucking stupid opinion anywhere that they want.
But you know what?
It's just shitty.
Some people want to hear his opinion, and I'm sure some people, you know, there are people that don't give a shit. Just like there are people that enjoy hearing our opinion, and then some people don't give a shit.
Everyone loves our opinion. Everyone loves our opinion.
They better, honestly.
Yeah.
If this podcast isn't as popular and doesn't do well, then I don't know what I'm going to do because I don't want to have a job.
Yeah. I'm just doing this so I don't have to have a job.
Exactly.
So we're getting coming up. We're getting
you
bigger.
You know what's wild though, honestly? Like I know that I say that jokingly, but there are people that actually like this is their job.
And I know.
Sure there are probably things that actually do suck about it though. You know, like just like there are times like when we were in track, there were definitely days where I was like, I don't want to fucking go to this meet.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Like I enjoy it for sure. You know, but I was like, I don't want to fucking do this, man. I just want to have a weekend to myself. I don't want to have to do any of this crap.
Yeah.
You know, but it's wild to me. That's like some people's jobs. They just like line up interviews and talk to people. It's crazy. So
it's the best.
It's the best.
It's the best.
The best. But yeah, man. What were we talking about before? I feel like we spent way too much time on.
I don't know, but to be honest, I hope we can talk more about. I mean, the only one of my friend group here that loves talking about like YouTube and Twitch. I love talking about or like listening about YouTube drama. So maybe we should talk about more stuff like this. I like that.
Yeah, I get like 90% of my entertainment and like content consumption from YouTube. 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's mostly like short little videos or like cooking videos and shit like that. It's not like a bunch of drama stuff. I don't even know how like H3 or Ethan like they come up on this shit. It's probably just they've watched so much of it now.
Yeah, they have what, like 5 or 6 people that work for the podcast that's probably their job. Like they just come into the office and just find stuff, like, you know, make the show. I mean, you can tell because Ethan has like the script, like he's reading off his laptop of what they're going to be talking about. Yeah. And it's like, what the fuck is it? Or like he barely knows about it and they show him the video, you know?
Right. So yeah, we could do that 100%. I'm down for that.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be all the podcast, but I like talking about this stuff. Yeah. Whenever it comes up.
I like talking about that too. I like talking about like the gaming space too, and just like the live stream type deal too, because I don't know. I think that form of entertainment is going to be growing even more over the next like couple years, and there are things that like each one, like for me the big three are like obviously are Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Gaming specifically is like, or live streaming is not very strong. Yeah. But like if they wanted to, they could 100% blow Twitch out of the water. Like they could destroy Twitch.
I think it'd take a little bit of time, but
it would.
I think they have the capability to do it.
For sure. Yeah. And if Twitch could do the same to YouTube. You know, if they offered the ability to like have videos in the way that YouTube does, they could be a serious contender. Because right now there is no competitor to YouTube in the form of like curated videos and content.
No,
100%,
not even. I mean,
not even close.
There are other ones, but nothing nearly as big as YouTube.
I mean, you've got like Vimeo, Wasn't there was like
Yeah.
another video hosting site?
E-Bombs World.
55. Was that E-Bombs?
uh,
Oh man.
Something I don't remember.
But
No,
I
I
think
mean,
that 100% could be something that they do. And I think Facebook allows creators to like post their videos on there too, like their curated or edited videos
yeah.
onto Facebook as well. I just hate Facebook.
I don't like Facebook. I
like
don't even really go on
I go on there
Facebook
every
anymore.
once in a while to like check notifications, but it's like I post maybe like once every 8 months.
I haven't posted, I think, in years on Facebook.
So
it's dumb.
yeah.
I don't even. Yeah. I mean, I spend a lot of my time on YouTube, on my phone. To be honest,
same.
And it really is only like 3 or 4 channels. I mean, I subscribe to a lot, but it's really only like H3 podcast. I listen to Super Mega. They have a podcast and also like videos and shit.
Yeah.
Those are like the 2 big ones.
Yeah. I listen to a lot of like lo-fi. I put lo-fi music on YouTube a lot because when I'm doing like homework and stuff, I like to listen to that. You know, something I also listen to a lot is this channel called Ambient Worlds.
Ambient Worlds?
Yeah, it's a sweet ass channel. Check that one out. It is. Let me just go to it, and I'll read you the description.
Ambient Worlds.
Yeah, it's peaceful and nostalgic atmospheres of some of the most famous fictional worlds. So they have stuff from anywhere from movies to video games. They have like Hogwarts. Here's one: Hogwarts Christmas, Gryffindor House music and ambiance. They have one from the Batman called Epic Music and Ambiance. They're
4K
really good.
Epic music.
Yeah. And I particularly like looking at the growth of channels too.
Yeah.
When I started following this guy or subscribed to the channel, I wish they showed like when you subscribed to channels. I'm sure there's a way to find that out, but
it's not in the about. Yeah, joined 2017.
Well, I'm talking about like me when I started following him.
Oh.
But he's been doing so. Yeah, so 5 years he's been doing this, and he went from in 5 years he's gained almost 800,000 subscribers. The last time I checked, like maybe 6 months ago, I think he's gained almost 100 or more thousand subscribers in like 6 months.
Yeah. I love watching that kind of, like, when you really enjoy the channel.
Yes.
And you start following. That's kind of super mega for me. I started like following them, subscribing to them when they had like 200,000, and now they're already at like 900,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a bragging point too, because the one that I started following that is like insane every time I look at it, like the channel subscriber amount.
David Dobrik
is why are you playing? Music was playing right now. Was what's his name? Fucking Binging with Babish.
Oh yeah.
When I started following Binging with Babish, it was when I was working at Concordia in 2017, and he had 200,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
He now has 9.59 million subscribers.
That's crazy.
That's insane. That amount of growth in 5 years, that's like, it blows my mind, Yeah. And I like watched this video of like his it was on Architectural Digest. They have a YouTube channel and they go to different homes and they like do tours. Some of them are like famous people, actors, writers, musicians, and then some are just like super nice houses. But like he bought this brownstone in New York City that's like amazing. It's like 3 or 4 stories or something like that.
Yeah.
Like the bottom level is where they do all the filming, and then they have like the second and third levels are like the living area, and then like a fourth area is like where he does his like editing work and all that stuff. It's like a nice place, and it's
Yeah.
like all because of this little thing that he did. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a video about this food dish from this TV show. His first one that he did was Parks and Rec Burger Cook-Off. And that was 6 years ago. You remember that episode of Parks and Rec?
Who makes a burger?
Yeah, there was like a burger cook-off that they had in Parks and Rec episode.
Yeah. And then Ron ended up winning, and it was just the most basic burger or something like that.
Just a regular burger.
Yeah.
And then that's when he started like making videos about like food from TV shows and movies.
Okay.
So, and it's like just that something really, really simple, you know, and it like launched him into this like whole new thing.
Yeah.
The thing about him though is that what he brought was he was a video editor. That's what he did for a living. So he had like good equipment and video editing skills.
Yeah.
And so it like looked really good. So I just really enjoyed looking at stuff like that because it's really interesting to me. And kind of inspiring too. It's like, man, there's like a freaking audience for everything on YouTube.
To be honest, like most of the channels that you watch on YouTube are people that kind of just started doing it, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like I keep bringing up Super Mega, just out of college, they're college dropouts. They just stopped doing college and then moved to LA, became video editors. I mean, Ryan, one of the guys, enjoyed like video editing. He was kind of did that in high school and stuff. And then they just started doing it for Markiplier, like when he was starting to grow. And that's kind of how they got into it.
Yeah. And that's awesome, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's such cool stories. They're just like the coolest people. And, you know, it's kind of inspiring.
Yeah, it really is. And there's literally something out there for everyone. There's one that I always think about too. It's like literally it's a lawn care. And a guy just films himself doing lawn care. I think he's a landscaper. And he just like goes and mows people's lawns or does landscaping and he films it. And he's got like 300,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
You know? You got this other guy who's called, what's his name? Toe Bro?
Is he a toe guy?
The Toe Bro. And he is a podiatrist.
Oh.
And he posts videos of like working with feet, you know, blisters or ingrown toenails. It's pretty like disgusting.
Yeah.
But the point is, literally anything. He's got like
exactly
almost 1.5 million. You know.
Yeah. 1.37.
Yeah. It's insane. So
got a beautiful bald head.
A beautiful bald head. You know.
Wow. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
He's like a Filipino Mr. Clean.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
but all that kind of stuff, you know, my subscription is all over the place.
Same.
Of just like all the channels, and it's like the best website to get that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah.
You know, just random shit to keep you entertained, you know.
Yeah. It's awesome, man. And I still I stopped watching a lot of like video game related content because at first it was a lot of like Warzone. Like when I first started subscribing to people on YouTube started watching a lot of YouTube was in like 2020, and everybody was at home obviously, and Warzone was like the biggest game, so it was like a lot of that type of shit. But yeah, man.
Do you think Warzone would have been as big if it didn't come out during the pandemic?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I just realized that. I just realized that it came out like, didn't it come out?
I think it was May.
Yeah, so it was like 2 months into the pandemic.
March 10th, 2020 is when it came out.
March 10th. Yeah, dude, that's like 6 days before the pandemic. Because didn't the pandemic
Yeah,
start like March 16th?
something like that. It was like, I remember in February we were like making jokes about it, you know.
Yeah.
But I think in March or
Shit.
April is when it really hit.
Yeah. You know what? I bet you anything it wouldn't be as big if it
Yeah.
didn't come out 6 days before the fucking pandemic.
Yeah. Um, it's that's a good
You know,
that's a good point.
we talked about how lazy they are. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why they were so fucking lazy. Is because like they had everyone playing it
Yeah.
for like a year and a half, and they didn't have to do anything to it.
Yeah. So on the ratings, Metacritic is 80%. PC Gamer rates it 82%.
Bullshit.
What is Fortnite?
It's gonna be like 65 or 70.
It's a 9.6 out. See, this is not good because it doesn't have the same people rating it. What's another battle royale? Apex. Metacritic it rates that at 88%. Common Sense at 4 out of 5. So they're the same for Common Sense Media, 4 out of 5 for Warzone. Metacritic is 88% for Warzone or for Apex, and then 80% for Warzone.
Yeah.
So I think it would have been popular because Call of Duty is still one of the most popular games to ever be created. I think it's one of the most played too.
What, Warzone? Sorry, I was reading.
Call of Duty.
Oh yeah.
Call of Duty is like a massive game, right?
Well, it helps that they came out with the game every single year for
Yeah, there's that,
20 years.
and I think part of its popularity was due to the fact that everybody was inside and always playing it, and the fact that one of the biggest games ever came out with a battle royale.
Yeah.
And I think people like realism. Like Apex is cool, but like this is a completely different world. Same with Fortnite. Like it's a great game. I didn't really like it, but I know that like I'm not gonna shit on it.
Sorry, what, Fortnite?
Yeah,
Yeah, I like Fortnite. That's one of the games that like we started playing after, because actually Warzone wasn't the first battle royale that Call of Duty did. It was
it was Blackout.
Blackout.
Yeah,
Blackout, and we loved Blackout. Me and my buddy loved
yeah,
Blackout more than Warzone infinitely. We thought it was way better, but then it's just getting boring, and so we switched over to Fortnite.
yeah,
And Fortnite's fun, man. You know, if you don't have to play it a whole bunch, just in
yeah.
and out. We'll play for a couple hours, and but
I hear people talk about that a lot. So in the videos that I watch about Warzone that have like Warzone content, and like some of the people that I subscribe to are like Stone Mountain 64, Tomographic, Aculite, Doctor Disrespect. You know, they talk a lot about Blackout too, and how they feel like it had a much better system and it was more enjoyable. It's just that I think the gameplay. I've never played Blackout, but I've seen gameplay of it. It doesn't look as smooth as like Call of Duty or a Warzone game.
no, um, yeah, it definitely had its like flaws for sure,
Yeah.
but it just like the matches were better. Like the gameplay within the matches was just a lot. I mean, in that aspect, I think was a little bit smoother because
Yeah. I think they liked the system more too. You know,
the moment that you switched over to the Warzone and they had like the loadouts, that was it for me. I couldn't get used to the loadouts. I couldn't get used to the money system. I thought that was dumb.
Yeah.
I know
There's
that
a
they're
lot
trying
of
something different,
yeah.
but
And I remember I just think it was funny. I was thinking about this the other day how everybody was so excited about a new map in Warzone and they were pumped about it.
yeah,
And then now everybody's like this map sucks.
yeah.
And the great thing with Apex is that they have like a rotation of maps. And so doesn't Fortnite too?
Uh, I mean, the Fortnite is always changing. You
Yeah.
know, it's to be honest, like the first couple years it was the same map, but then it like just changed, and so now like every couple seasons or every season it will have some sort of change. But yeah, it's never they don't. It's not different maps that rotate. It's the same one, but it's constantly changing, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. So there's that. Whereas like Warzone doesn't. Like they had it for
No.
a year and a half. I think part of their problem was that they didn't expect for it to be as huge as it was. And the reason I say that is because I read an article where the developers of Warzone said that the original map of Verdansk, was they didn't expect it to go on for as long as it did. It was only meant to be like an 8-month thing, or like maybe a year, and then it was going to change.
Yeah.
But they didn't, and it's likely because it was so popular, and the pandemic probably did have a lot to do with that. And the battle royales that were out at the time had been out already. So when you have something new, people are naturally going to gravitate towards that, right?
Yeah.
So that happens, and then you have this pandemic where people are like inside all the time, can't do anything, so they're doing that. And I think they just kept with it, like, oh, more people are playing it. A lot of people are playing it. We have more growth, more growth. People seem to like it. We don't need to change anything. And then it just got so old, and then they just kind of, I don't know, got behind. But I'm curious to see what they do with it. And there are the other issues too, like you said, with the loadout. Like some of them are just like too expensive. Like the loadout is $10,000 in game, and that doesn't change if you're in solos, duos, trios, or quads. It's the loadouts are $10,000, which I think is stupid.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know if they have the loot system changed to where if you are a solo, like each box has more money than if you're in a quad, right?
Yeah.
So like a solo loot box might have like, $4,500 per box, whereas like a quad might have $500. I don't know if they change it that way. They could just change the fucking price.
They could. They
So
could change the whole game.
they could. They could have a new map. They could go back to Verdansk and dude, they could go back to Verdansk and everybody would eat it up.
Everyone would fucking love it.
Yeah. They also they don't really do shit about cheaters.
No.
Like the system that they have in place right now with Ricochet is not good.
That's not going well?
No, I mean it still has problems. They can't catch it. The problem is people just continually make new accounts.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to get around, if they have a VPN. I mean, you can ban the IP address. But with a VPN, I think that blocks your... I don't know how that works.
I don't know how VPNs work.
I should get a VPN. Do VPNs block IP address? It also hides your IP address. So
Let's say I think it like hides the IP and then it creates like another IP from like a different area.
yeah,
So then you like can
it encrypts it. So it's like, different. I think it's just more so to like protect your identity, like your digital identity and stuff. So
yeah.
I should get one for sure. I think it's important
Should.
to have. I mean, it's not that much money. It's like at most like $15 a month.
I don't know. I've never looked into it. I always see the NordVPN.
Yeah, I'm on their thing right now. $11.99 a month.
It's not bad.
Yeah. So, anyways, whatever.
This one's $3.29 a month.
Yeah.
A special discount for 2-year plan.
Oh yeah. See, I was looking at the 1-month plan, $11.99. So, $3.29 a month. That's cheap for 2 years.
Yeah, it's not bad. $79.
Yeah. And they just make a little reminder on the 2-year mark to just cancel it.
Oh, look at this. PewDiePie wrote a comment. I use NordVPN every single day. It's fast, it's reliable, it's safe. It helps me access epicness. That sounds exactly like what PewDiePie would say.
He would say some shit like that, wouldn't he?
He would.
Fucking PewDiePie, dude.
Bye.
So yeah, maybe I should. I'll look into it. This episode, by the way, is brought to you by NordVPN. They just called. They sent a pop-up chat. They said, "Hey, type your question here. Can you sponsor me? Our podcast."
What did they say?
No. They said no.
They said no?
Yeah. Fuck NordVPN. I'm going to a different VPN.
Can you sponsor me, though?
Can you sponsor my podcast, please? I'm going to Surfshark. What the heck?
No.
No. Why not?
That's it. Yeah. What the hell, man?
Dude, can you imagine if Mountain Dew sponsored this podcast?
Oh my god. That would be insane, man.
Yeah. I'd lose my mind.
I will say, so I've been, it's not Mountain Dew related, but I will say I have had some interesting soda experience the last month or so.
Yes.
I'll start with the new Coca-Cola Starlight.
Starlight?
So yeah, it's I think it's Starlight is what it's called.
Okay. It's Coca-Cola?
It's Coca-Cola. And
we
it is
only do Pepsi related products here, Adam.
I know. If it's cola, I go Coke. But
all right.
So it's like you look at it and it looks like a regular soda, but you hold it up to the light and it's like red.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
It is the weirdest fucking thing ever. It almost, so I looked up what it's supposed to be, and everyone's like, we don't know what it's supposed to be, but it tastes like this. And at first I thought it tasted like burnt caramel. Not really burnt, but like that cooked caramel.
Yeah.
And then like people that. It tastes like it tastes like caramel at first and then mint after.
It tastes like space candy. That's what this headline says.
That's what it says. That's what it says. This
Coca-Cola launches new Starlight flavor, and it tastes like space candy.
But and then I looked up. It's like people were like, "Yeah, it's supposed to be like s'mores flavored." I'm like,
"What?"
Fuck. Needless to say, I did not finish it. It's one of the only sodas I've not finished in a long time. Cause I fucking love soda.
Oh yeah,
I do.
Soda's great.
But anyways, I have this one over here. I just finished a couple days ago. I have not thrown away yet.
Yes, is that the vanilla one?
This is the vanilla one.
Dude, I got two of them. Yeah. I got the regular nitro and I got the vanilla draft.
That's the same I got. I got the vanilla draft and then the regular one. The bad thing was I put this in the freezer too long and it fucking slushied up. which is usually fine, but I wanted to taste it in its natural form, just a cold
Yeah.
soda. It just wasn't as good. But I will say the other one, it almost tastes like kind of flat in a way, because it kind of
Interesting.
is.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have as much bubbles, but it tasted really
It doesn't
good.
have that carbonated kick.
No, yeah, it's very less carbonated.
Okay. Which one did
It's
you like more?
I like the regular one
The
more.
regular? Okay. I got
I'll have to
both.
give this vanilla one again. I'll have to try it again.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it's
I
weird
have
because
both
like
of them in the fridge, and I plan on having at least one of them today.
yeah, it says on the can, chill the can, obviously, pour hard, and
Pour hard.
admire and enjoy. The can is like it. The picture is literally like pour it like upside down, and I did
Yeah.
that, and it doesn't fizz up. It fizzes a little bit, but
Ooh. All right. Okay.
it's probably
Okay.
probably kind of gimmicky, but
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
I wonder what the whole deal is with that, but it's probably gonna taste fine.
Yeah,
You know.
it was
Um,
good. I liked it.
Jessica and I went on a rampage last night when we went to the store. We literally went to the store for like one thing, and that was ice cream because it was 87 degrees in the house. Our
Sounds like you
AC,
need an air conditioner.
dude. We thought we had an air conditioner because on the thermostat it says it has heat and cool,
Yeah.
and you can set it to like there's a little setting portion, and it said like set to 63, and I was like, okay, cool. Like I know a heat wave's coming, and I double checked it, looked at it, and I was like, that's cold, and I like that. And I put it on, it did not do a damn thing. And
How
so I
much is
think
how warm was it in the house again?
87.
How warm was it outside?
I believe the hottest it got here was like 95.
Yeah, you may be. How old is it? Kind of old.
Yeah. I mean, the house is, like I
Yeah.
said, old as fuck. The AC is old. It only has a fan. It has heat and a fan.
Oh, so it doesn't have an AC outside?
No, I think it's just heat. Either that or it's just old and does not
Oh,
work.
well, that's your problem. You gotta have AC is like part of the furnace. So like,
Because
if
we
you don't have,
access the heat and the
it,
fan from the same thermostat thing.
yeah. So if you turn on the fan, it's literally just gonna circulate the air in the house. That's all it does.
Yeah.
If it has a cold option, then I would assume that it's wired for like an AC. You
Yeah.
guys don't have an AC outside?
Um,
It
was
would
it
be like a box, like a metal box with like
with a fan
grates.
on top with a grate with a
Yeah.
fan? Yeah, we
Yeah.
have that.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think
it
it just
just
doesn't work well.
yeah, it probably is kind of low on refrigerant. So maybe
Um,
something to
because
look at.
the heat and the fan, like colder air, cold quote unquote, come out of the same vents. They're floor vents.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're
The,
two separate things.
yeah.
So the furnace heats, but then there's also a component inside the furnace that is part of the AC that
Okay.
circulates the refrigerant through, um, and that's how it cools.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so it's still
So I
you
think
work in unison.
okay, then that's what that is. Then I'm looking at something right outside. It's on my side of the. It's like right behind here,
Yeah, it's
and
outside.
it's outside. It's like a almost like a closet looking thing, like big rectangular thing. That must be the heater.
It's outside.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be outside.
Oh, this one is. It's in a big ass like
Is
metal
it
box thing.
is it covered?
Yeah. It's in like a the unit is inside this metal box out thing that's attached to the house, and then the AC obviously is like a big old square box with like grates on
Huh.
top. I'll take
I
a
mean,
picture
it's
of it and send it to you. See what
yeah.
because you're the HVAC guy.
Yeah.
How hard is it to put in
Not much.
refrigerant?
It's kind of expensive, especially if it's an old system, because
Yeah.
they were using this older refrigerant, but I think like last 2 years ago they outlawed it
Mm,
for like production, so it's kind of expensive to redo it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, luckily, if it does start to get even hotter later in the summer, we have a separate. Used to be the garage that was converted to a room that has a
Yeah.
real AC unit
Oh,
attached to it.
like a window one.
It's not in the window. It's like the ones at CP apartments.
Okay, they call them like
Yeah,
split, mini
it's like
splits.
on the outside wall, and that one works real well. So
Nice.
it's cooled down now. Like the next like 2 weeks or so is gonna be like in the 70s. It was just like those 4 days were real hot. Yeah,
Yeah.
see, it went from like 100 degrees. Today's would be 84, tomorrow 76, and then it goes down into the 60s.
Hmm. Wow.
So, yeah, I don't know what the hell was going on. And then next Monday it'll be closer to 90 again. So it's just I don't know what the hell was going on with
We
that
had a
heat wave.
we had a heat wave. It was like 75 degrees. And
Yeah, I talked to another friend about that, and I told him how hot it was here, and he's like, "Yeah, I guess it's kind of hot here too. It's like 71." I was like, "You shut your fucking face." I was so upset. Um, but yeah, and we could also like just go to the. We could go to like Home Depot and buy like a space air conditioner if we
yeah.
really wanted to.
Um.
We used to have two of them when we lived in Portland, and then we tossed them when we moved because we're like, we're moving into
Oh,
a house, and it always fucking happens, man.
it always happens.
I knew we should have kept one.
Yeah.
They were old though, and they were given to us. They were
Yeah.
like somebody was moving away, and they're like, I'm gonna toss these anyways. If you want to take them, take them. So it's not like we lost money. But yeah, we'll have to do that. Because I can't operate in heat, man. I fucking complain and I get all upset.
Yeah. I can't either.
It's not cool. Jessica is like the opposite, but with cold. She hates
Really?
cold. Yeah. It'll be like today, it'll be 84 degrees. I think the hottest during the day. Tonight, I guarantee you, she will have a heated blanket on.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Gosh.
She has a heated blanket in every room. So that's her deal, and heat is my deal. Can't deal with it. But yeah, I'll have to check that out. Anyways, we've gone up for an hour and a half, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna it's noon right now. Edgar's actually gonna come over a little bit
Nice.
later, around 2. I started coaching at the school that he works at.
Is it high school?
It's a K through 12, but I only coach the high school kids.
Nice. That's cool. How's that been going?
It's been going good. I go once a week because I have school the other days of the week.
Yeah.
But it's been pretty rad. Like it's
That's
nice
awesome.
coaching again. It would be nice to go out there more, but
Yeah.
just my life being how it is, like I can't I wouldn't be able to make it.
Yeah.
Because when they practice, they start at 3:30. My classes are usually at like 4 o'clock. So there's like no way I'd be able to do that. Or they're at like even the evening class, like I would coach until like 5:30. And then even getting to campus would be a stretch.
Yeah.
After that time, I would probably make it and I'd be fine, but also it's like I'd have to make sure I'd bring everything with me.
Yeah.
And then I'd have to deal with being on campus for like several hours after that. So I'd have to like bring all the food, and there's like, yeah, it'd be
That's cool, though.
It'd be very, very tight. But we'll see. Like it'd be really cool if I had the opportunity to like had a job that would allow me to do that, where I could get off earlier, or like start it earlier in the morning and then get out there and coach like twice a week would be really cool.
Yeah.
I'm doing hurdles, and it's nice being in that zone again.
Yeah.
And it's right next to I wait for them to do their warm-ups, and I go over to the throws section, and just hang out over there. I threw a disc the other day.
Yeah, you blow them out of the water.
Oh yeah, for sure. I threw like 80 feet, killed them all. They're like, just do a full spin. I was like, I don't think I know how to do that, but
yeah.
Right. And I did it, and I got to tell you, it kind of hurt my arm.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And I threw. It was like 80 feet, and I was like, all right, I'm done. That's it. You know, the kids are throwing like, I think farther than that. But still, like the kids are. It's a really, really great school.
That's sure.
And I like how laid back it is, but they're not like so laid back where they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's a private school, so it's
nice.
It's like really expensive to go there. So they have some like super high profile clientele. So like my thought was like, man, are these kids gonna be like, kind of like spoiled or like kind of brat? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's not the case at all. They're such good kids, That's and cool. The faculty there is like super awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the head coach, like sent in my resume to like a friend to like help me network, and they're just really helpful in like trying to get people like set up,
Yeah.
So I'm super thankful for that.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's a good time, dude. So see if you can do something like that too.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe.
We're right next to high school and stuff, so we'll see if they need anyone.
Yeah. So that'd be really cool too. You just need somebody like once a week,
Yeah.
It's better than nothing. I feel bad that I can't do more, but that's like literally all I can do because I go on basically my day off.
Yeah.
And, it's better than having 0 days a week. Otherwise, they would have zero coaching.
So, yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I enjoy it. It's a good time. And Edgar's going to come over. He has a meet, and it ends at 2. And so I have a bunch of laundry that I need to finish. And also, I think I need to take a dookie.
A dookie? Okay.
Yeah.
I got to go eat. I'm starving. I had a mustard and cheese sandwich for breakfast, which was delicious.
Mustard and cheese? Just bread? Mustard and cheese?
Yeah, that's it. Yellow mustard, cheddar cheese on a slice of bread. Extra mustard, obviously. It's a lot of mustard. It's one of my favorite things.
I can't really hate on you because I used to make barbecue sandwiches when I was a kid.
Just barbecue sauce?
Barbecue sauce on some white bread.
That sounds great, too.
It was the most trailer park thing, and I was living in a trailer park thing I think I've ever done. And I loved it. KC masterpiece. And I would just pour it on heavy.
Yeah.
Greatest thing ever.
Sometimes it's the best.
Oh, yeah. All right, dude. Well,
all right.
Let's do it again. Thank you for listening in. If you've made it this far in the audio and the podcast, dude, you're a real one. There we go. Dude, what a good time.
Yeah.
We need to have some like intro and outro music.
I know.
Make it super exciting. Excitable. Yeah. Anyways, dude. Well, do you have anything to say?
Yeah. Fuck Keemstar.
Yeah, dude, we will box you.
Yeah,
Adam and I will box you. You can pick
2v1.
Which one. Yeah, 2v1.
It'll be a gauntlet.
Yeah.
You face Max, then you face me.
That's right. Or Keemstar, take your choice. You and somebody else versus me and Adam. Dude, I'd let that happen.
I'm very weak, Keemstar. I'm just a little guy.
A little boy.
You could box me. Just kidding.
Fucking Wreck-It Ralph looking motherfucker. Yeah. No, we're serious though.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
All right, guys.
All right, dude. Good talking to you.
Peace.
Great podcast. And thanks for listening in. Bye.